back, boys. Another PB&J Geekcast episode. Today's episode: collecting, collections, hoarding, whatever you want to call it, looting. And I'm joined today by none other than my co-host, good friend, Brian Munchie.
Hello.
My roommate and fellow degenerate, Jeebus. Just Jeebus.
Hello there. Hello there.
How's it going, boys? You all ready for our long-awaited episode, I guess, or overdue episode?
Pretty hype, man. It's a week in the making.
Yeah?
Pretty excited.
Alright.
I mean, it's pretty much a gloating episode, huh?
It's a little bit of show and tell, yeah?
We're flexing.
Slight
Flexing.
flexes, yes.
This is why I'm broke. The episode.
Yeah, partially, yes. This is why I'm broke the episode, correct. Alright, so as the episode and the intro will tell you, we're going to be going over our experiences collecting our collection, some pieces that we have, some things, some stories that we have relating to collecting. And like the last episode, what better way to start than an origin story? So, where did you all start? Like, how did you... What was the first thing you all started collecting? The earliest you remember, at least.
Jeebus?
I think the earliest thing probably are the Pokemon cards. Way back, the first gen.
Gen 1, Gen
Okay.
1?
Yeah. Me and my cousins, or just one of my cousins, I think. We were like really into it. We didn't know how to play the game or anything, but
Flip a lot of coins, that's how you play it.
yeah, apparently. I didn't know that. I read that it said flip coins, but yeah, we didn't know how to play. It was mostly collecting, and we were like, our goal was just to get one of each of the original 151.
Oh.
We never made that goal.
I didn't think of
Yeah.
that myself when I was originally collecting Pokemon.
Yeah.
Brian?
I have all our sources and everything.
I know you have an extra, like...
Before Pokemon?
Yeah, like you have an extra little bit of info, I guess, for us.
As far as Pokemon
Or just in general, like your first...
Origin?
I remember you told me a little bit about before, and I found it a little interesting because it was just like, okay, I never heard anyone tell me that. All right.
Okay. So, I started collecting marbles as a kid. I mean, a lot of kids just had a lot of marbles and they played with them or whatever. But that was the first thing I considered, oh, this is my collection. And I would purposely seek out specific marbles that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really proud of some of them, especially the big ones, which we would call canicons.
Canicons. Shout out to Canicons.
I had a bunch of those, and I was pretty proud of them. I remember some of them I thought they were pretty lame, like the standard ones with a little swirl inside. I don't have any of these marbles nowadays.
They're all gone.
But a lot of these early collections from my childhood are gone now.
Right.
I had Pokemon marbles that were just printed on the outside, so eventually they just rubbed off. Those were kind of lame.
That sounds kind of cool though. Pokemon marbles. It's like
I
the
just
tassels.
remember, the tassels. That might have been something too. I don't think I collected them, but in Mexico, you get your bag of chips and you get your one tassel.
Yeah.
It could be like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever.
Yeah, that was
I collect-
shit back then.
I'll get to the Pokemon tassels, but I did collect tassels before Pokemon. There were like a bunch of just like generic, this is the brand Sabritas tassels, and this one's whatever cartoon was popular at the time.
Yeah.
They usually had tassels for them.
I do remember them
a lot of
swapping
times.
a lot.
A lot of times it was Dragon Ball. That time.
For
I
those
also
that don't know,
collected-
tassels are pogs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they're actually
pogs.
called pogs in the United States.
Milk caps. Some people refer to also.
Uh,
I also collected a lot of sports trading cards.
I think
Like a bunch of sports trading cards.
Yeah.
That was mainly an influence from a cousin of mine who was and still is really into sports. And he had a huge collection he had all these different shoe boxes just loaded with sports cards, and I just had fun just watching, going through all of them. I had particular teams that I would collect for. Not that I
Okay.
was a major fan of them. Of course, I was a Chicago Bulls fan.
Jordan.
Collected a lot of, yeah, collected a lot of those. Scottie Pippen,
Oh yeah, Scottie
and
Pippen.
they were like, the Chicago Bulls ones were usually really nice. I also collected a lot of Cowboys ones.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest
Uh,
sports fan, but like I know some of these names.
Collect a lot of Raptor ones, and from baseball, I would collect a lot of Marlins. I don't know why. I knew nothing about baseball. I know my uncle was a big Dodgers fan, so he would give me a lot of his leftover baseball cards. So a lot of my sports cards were either hand-me-downs or just whatever I could get my hands on
My
and
brother had
trade at
baseball
school.
cards. He never gave them to me though. Those were his cards. It was just like I can't touch them. They cleaned out like where we had a bunch of his stuff, and I saw them and I was like, this is kind of cool just to look at like how different cards are now in general, not just baseball cards, like the integrity or like the quality of the card.
Yeah, back then, I mean, even in the early '90s, which when all of this, I was collecting all these cards. They were pretty nice. They were like the top deck
Brand.
cards. Yeah, they're mostly top deck. I know there was a flood on my neighborhood once, and one of my neighbors, she was throwing away things that had got soaked wet from the flood, and one of the things she was throwing away was a box full of baseball cards.
Oh, okay.
And aside from the smell, I thought it was like a great find. I was like, I'm gonna keep these cards forever. Yes, it was a giant, it was just a shoebox loaded with baseball cards, and they weren't stuck together. I mean, some of them were pretty bad. I threw those away, but a lot of them still seemed like they were like in good condition. They were
Yeah.
soaked wet.
At least it
But
wasn't with by sewage water or anything.
eventually, I got sick and tired of the smell, and ended up just throwing them away.
Rest
They
in peace.
they had a particular smell to them, being wet like that.
Yeah.
Also, keeping the marbles in a Folgers tin can. I mean, I love my Folgers tin cans, but it always gave my marbles a coffee smell.
I don't think I ever had any storage problems like that.
It's for the coffee addicts, man.
Yeah. I do remember like I guess like a lot of my early stuff was the same as like Jeebus's and a little bit of yours. Like a lot of Tasso's Pogs and Pokemon cards. Yu-Gi-Oh as well. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I do remember a little bit of Digimon at the time, like when the card game came out. But I think the earliest cards I remember are obviously the first gen. And I don't remember anything after that. I think that right after the first thing Pokemon, I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! So it was just straight on Yu-Gi-Oh! And then every now and then like a Pokemon pack here and there, or Digimon or something like that. I specifically remember one Black Friday. This is just like early on, right? But I remember pulling a Garurumon, a Metal Garurumon, and a War Greymon while I was at Walmart in like 6 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to get a Game Boy. And I was more excited about pulling the Metal Garurumon and the War Greymon than I was about getting my Game Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I have no clue where they are now. If I find them, they're probably all scuffed and gone.
Yeah, I mean, all these sports cards are gone now.
Yeah.
I didn't keep any of those.
Jeebus, do you have any of your original stuff?
I told you before. Some of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I used to have.
Oh yeah.
So me and my cousin had a bright idea because I think we stopped with Pokemon because I don't know. I guess it was like a fad and it stopped.
Mhm.
Yu-Gi-Oh became popular like what, middle school I want to say, which was I don't even know anymore. Like 2001.
We're showing our age.
Yeah.
Our age is showing.
So yeah, we had the bright idea like when we got our cards because sleeves didn't exist back then. To
If they did, we didn't
laminate
know.
them. To laminate them, like manually. There was like papers you could get like at the Dollar General or like the Dollar Tree that like they open up and you just put the cards in and you just slowly like close it and hope you don't get air pockets. And there you go, just cut them out.
Oh,
Dry lamination.
It hurts now.
Dry lamination.
Yeah, it was. We weren't using the laminating machines or anything. It was just straight up to just laminate them.
Oof.
and they felt nice and they preserved pretty well, but they're essentially worthless. I have like the blue eyes somewhere, I think, still. I have to look through it.
So
Aside from that, like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, based on like what you originally started collecting, how did that affect what you collected afterwards, or what you continued to collect from that point on?
For me, like, I didn't really have a mindset of a collector until probably like after high school, really. If I was collecting anything, probably like video games, but that was like because like, okay, the next game console came out was the PSP or the GameCube, and just get like games every now and then.
It was more like a incidental collection.
Yeah,
Collecting.
I wasn't purposely collecting, but if I want to say I collected something, it was probably like a specific series. Like, I think in high school, like when I was still in high school, I was collecting the games from the Metal Gear series. Metal Gear Solid 1,
Right.
2, yeah. On PSP, Acid 2, Portable Ops, all that stuff.
Brian?
Yeah.
Before Pokemon came out, I wasn't consciously thinking of these things as like a collection of pristine things that I need to like protect or anything like that. They were just things that I enjoyed. I like keeping them stored nicely. Um, I purposely look for things. I purposely look for tassels, pogs, purposely look for marbles. But in my head, there were just things that I liked, and I wanted more of them.
Yeah.
I also had a rock and mineral collection throughout the years, all the way up to high school. Last remember collecting rocks and minerals. The collection didn't start off early and then end at high school. It was pretty much pockets of my life. I had different collections of rocks and minerals. I would lose them, forget about them, and then eventually I find a nice rock, and all of a sudden I'll start collecting a new set of rocks and minerals to eventually forget and lose, and then start a new one. But yeah, I was always a fan of minerals and rocks. Just that's not a collection that I've kept over the years. I've definitely still collect pogs. I have plenty of pogs still. I don't collect marbles anymore. They're not very fun to collect unless you're playing with them.
Yeah.
But they're also not very fun to store.
The Pogs, they had like trademark like cases where you could carry them in, right? Did you have that, Brian?
I never had those. I've started to look into sleeves, like binder sleeves for pogs. I didn't know they were a thing until I saw Rudy from Alpha Investments. I believe he had a one hanging behind him in one of his recent videos.
Shout
And
out
I
to
didn't
Rudy from Alpha Investments, man. Love his stuff.
Fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I love his videos. He's a hoot and a half.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, I mean, clearly it carried over because I kept playing card games from collecting. I didn't actually keep collecting cards, but I kept buying cards. I mean, my Magic collection itself, it's not like huge or massive, but it's just like every now and then I'd buy, ooh, I want this kind of card, or I want this card, this series of cards, and like I'd purposely get them, and I just for myself, like I wouldn't actually like want to trade or sell them or anything like that. And Dragon Ball Z kind of did, because transition into like anime stuff, like later on after high school, like wanting to buy figures, statues or whatever, like different anime merch, for sure stayed with.
Dragon Ball Z was definitely the first franchise focused thing. Well, I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles, and I was obsessed with Batman as a kid, but I was too young to like, I don't know, like think of my Batman toys and my Ninja Turtle toys as that's like collectibles action figures.
Mm-hmm.
I was still also very young for Dragon Ball, but I made a conscious effort to find anything related to Dragon Ball. It was just a craze. Like I needed to have, if I saw stickers, I needed to have them. If I saw Pogs, I needed to have them. Even though most of them were just Chinese knockoffs, because it wasn't available. It wasn't readily available in any English, like American store. These all had to be bought like at either going across the border to Mexico, which is right next door to us, or going to those import shops that we have around all over the place
Yes,
there.
all those downtown. Love
Yeah.
those.
And there's so many things that just I would buy stationery for Dragon Ball, like little notepads that happen to have Goku on it, or folders that I would take to school that had Dragon Ball on them.
So you were the cool kid in school. You had all the cool shit then.
Yeah, I don't think I had any.
I'd be
A lot of
jealous.
a lot of people in my class had Dragon Ball stuff. I guess if the people in my class, we all went to the same stores.
Your parents all got together like, oh, le compré esto. I bought this Goku for Brian. Oh, give me two. Jose doesn't shut up about it.
How do I show the Mexican albums? Can I post it? Can I?
Send them to me,
All right, that'd be the fastest way.
and I'll figure it out.
Mexican albums.
Yeah, he has like a.
Let me see. I can send
collection
them
of
all
them.
to you together.
All right, so
Brian, your camera is shaking. I don't know if it's just me. I might have drank too much, but your camera shaking.
I might have drank too much.
Sorry, I'm keep slapping my desk,
Oh, okay.
and it's moving my camera around.
I thought I was like moving to like a beat or something.
No. These are like some examples. I don't have the entire collection of these, since I would only go to these were exclusive like to Mexico as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I
You
mean-
you sent to me. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
try to pull them up. So yeah, well, while I try to work on that, let's see. So, what do you currently collect? We've been over how we started collecting, what we started collecting originally. What do you currently collect?
As of now, at this moment,
Yeah.
Pokemon cards. I actually got back into it this year, like January, literally. In our friend group, we play Magic the Gathering. One of our friends, Roy, shout outs to Roy. You know, he was our boy, but now he's a father. He brought up the idea to play MTGO online, and I was thinking about it. I downloaded it. I had everything set up, but I just didn't like the interface. And something similar. I don't know if it's the Facebook algorithm or something like that, or YouTube algorithm.
Mhm.
Like I got recommended something from the Tolarian Academy, the professor, the how to start playing Pokemon, play it online for free. I saw it. I was like, I mean, it's free. Might as well try it out on
Right.
the website. So I downloaded the game. It's on the phone. Downloaded the game. I learned it for the first time because I never learned how to play it. Like not even back then. I learned it. I played it. I started liking it. I was at Target one day, saw what's considered a fat pack for Magic, the Champion's Path. Like it was the last one. Grabbed it, and based on the stream, you guys, if you watch it, was yeah, that was my stuff. I got the what's it called, the Rainbow Charizard, the Eddie
Right.
Fold, and yeah, just been collecting it slowly ever since. Well, I wouldn't say slowly, like. I would go to the store frequently, but there's issues that we'll probably talk about later regarding like.
Oh, talking about issues, I think I just
yeah.
swapped the Discord. Whoops.
Huh.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
So we're having technical difficulties, guys. We'll fill the sound with the other stuff. Are we still live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yes.
We're live. Okay, the live screen is fine. I don't know what I did, but the live stream is still fine. Oh, never mind.
So yeah, as I was saying with issues, yeah, like you nowadays you don't see anything like Pokemon cards in the store for whatever issue, say like scalping or just like low inventory because of like COVID. I know you guys talked about COVID like 2 weeks ago
Yes.
on the podcast, and yeah. Brian, what are you collecting these days?
Man, pretty much anything video game related. PS1 all the way to PS4. I collect a lot of things from those generations. I collect just in general video game related things. A lot of retro video game stuff primarily. It's always been in a crisis of mine that video games are just gonna disappear one day, and I need to get everything before they deteriorate or disappear.
Now it's all about digital, not physical, man.
Yeah, because it feels like every like 5 years, like plastic just seems to deteriorate further and further. And I collect a lot of manga, uh, some figurines, not too many. They're kind of hard to store. Um, Trading cards, uh, Digimon, Pokemon, Magic, some miscellaneous ones, that just from series that I like Dot Hack. I have a lot of Dot Hack cards.
Man, I remember the
Okay, I think I
first
figured it
time
out. It's gonna pop up on stream. So, yeah, these are the ones that Brian was talking about.
Okay, that's yeah, those.
Yeah.
I don't have the fifth one there, but I do have the sixth one. I have that one, and I have that one.
That's what I was talking about when you
well,
talked about the little books. I guess
So
these are like the
they're-
stickers.
It's essentially a manga that you fill in as you're collecting those essentially photos of like screenshots of like the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually read the whole season and then you're filling it in. And those
Gotcha.
you would find those photos that you would stick on, you would find those within like Frito packs. Just the same way you would find like a Pog inside like a chips bag, you would find those there.
Okay.
And they would also sell booster packs for those, if I'm remembering correctly. But looking them up recently, I didn't realize they cost quite a bit now.
Like the actual.
Yeah, they're like 100 plus
Oh.
for those
okay.
albums. And I mean, they were pretty cheap when I first bought them. I think they were like in pesos, whatever the equivalent of like $5 is, and each one you can buy like the booster pack for like $2 to $3.
Dang.
But I mean, it was just another one of those things where it was Dragon Ball related. I needed to have everything Dragon Ball that I could get my hands on,
Yeah.
and even art. There was like a art craze in my school and in my cousin's middle school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was in elementary and he was already going to middle school, and he would come back from school and he would show off all these artworks that he would buy off of other students, and they were basically just tracings of like Dragon Ball characters. But to me, it was like it would blow my mind that like a kid my age was drawing these things. It didn't occur to me they were like traced or whatever, but it didn't matter. Like it just looked great to see it like on pencil.
Yeah, they were just cool, to know that like, oh crap, this exists and someone like did this.
And I still have a lot of those from that time. And I drew, and that's when I pretty much started drawing myself. Mainly started off tracing, and then trading my art with other kids' arts. And of course, I've kept those since then. I haven't gone on my way to trade art with. It's a big thing now, like on Twitter or Tumblr, like
yeah,
art trade.
like OC, not OC, but like OC for OC, or like
right.
your content for their content. Like,
I just haven't had time lately to draw and get into that, but it would be fun. But that was in that spirit. At that age, we were essentially doing that back then, just within our school grounds. And I still buy some Dragon Ball related things. I have a lot of trading
I see your hat in
cards.
the background.
Oh yeah,
Night.
yeah. I'm looking at a Goku figurine right here. OG Goku.
Hey.
Hey, it's our boy.
I still buy them. Just I don't have a focus on it.
Yeah, I get you.
If I buy them now, it's because I happen to really like that particular item.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't consider myself a Dragon Ball collector nowadays.
For me, I guess I didn't gravitate to any particular thing aside from Spider-Man. Like, I'm known like as the Spider-Man person among my friend group and family. Like, if they need to get me a gift, it'll be Spider-Man or Star Wars related every single time. I don't collect a lot of Star Wars stuff in general. Besides, like, I mean, I have shirts and stuff, but I don't think I have like a figure or anything. That's probably that's on my hit list. A Star Wars related one. I almost bought a Yoda on my last trip to like Austin.
Baby Yoda or regular
Yoda like fucking up Palpatine shit. Yeah, Dragon Ball stuck with me though. Like, one of my favorite characters right here. Vegito. I didn't know it at the time when I ordered it, but it was from like the. Let's see if it focuses. The little spin-off one that they did. I thought it still looked cool. Vegeta was still one of my favorites. I was back into Super, watching it, so I bought him. But yeah, like a lot of my stuff is not. Aside from Spider-Man, you're not gonna find too many duplicates of something or too many like figures for the same like anime, the same manga, or even like other superheroes. I don't really collect any other superheroes.
You briefly brought up Star Wars.
Yeah.
Growing up, did you have a major influence? Did you know anybody, either family-wise or friend, that had a collection that you thought, man, like I want something like that?
A Star Wars one related, or just like in general?
Just in general.
Off the top of my head, I know one of my uncles had like a lot of diecast cars, and I thought that was cool because there was a lot of them. I was upset because I couldn't play with them. Like I wanted to play with the car, right? But that was probably the earliest exposure I had to a collection, like a dedicated one at least. Not like my brother, just random cards, but like just everywhere cars with like magazines and stuff like that. What about you two?
As far as I can remember, one of my cousins who cousins, it's not related to me. We used to get together a lot way back, like middle school, I think, all the way up to like probably early high school when I was still in Houston. One of my cousins was like collected like a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He had like a lot, like any Gundam you can think of. He had an action figure of that, and I always thought that was so cool, man. They were so cool. We'll go over there, hang out and stuff, and he would show it off, and it would be like, I was like, damn, that is so cool. I don't have any of that, and I remember like specifically like wanting some of it. I was like, damn, that would be so dope to have.
Yeah.
And growing up, you don't see any of those like Gundam figures or anything, but you have like the Gunplas, the build ones.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have a couple of those, but like you'll never see any of those things again, dude. Like you go from like a Zaku's or whatever to whatever was like popular anime back then, like G Gundam,
My favorite Gundam.
Gundam Seed,
Okay.
all of that stuff, dude. Like he had every single one of them, bro. I want to say it was crazy.
Damn.
That inspired me to like try to collect like later on. Not until later on, but yeah.
Yeah, I tried those build your own Gundams. It's still there. I did like 1/16 of it. I haven't gotten through with it. I'll get it done. It's Burning Gundam, so I have to get it done.
It's
You
a
need to-
commitment, man.
You need to put a VTuber on, and then just sit and listen, and then just do it.
No.
Sounds like a good idea. I want to do that.
There you go. You can finish my Gundam. How about that? You put a VTuber and
I'll
you finish my
finish
Gundam.
Master Asia first, and maybe I'll start working on it.
Master Asia. Shout out to Master Asia.
Yeah.
So growing up, the same uncle that gave me all those Dodgers cards, he had the biggest Star Wars collection that I've yet to see personally in
Really?
person. But this was at a time that I could not appreciate him because I didn't care about Star Wars as a kid. He had. It's hard to judge nowadays because I was a tiny kid, but I think it was about this big of like a model of the Millennium Falcon. It's
Like a
essentially
little
like
one or like a legit one?
like a Gunpla one.
Oh, okay.
Like an
Nice.
actual model kit that he glued together and put together. And he
Very
had
nice.
he had a room where he hung that from the ceiling. And in that room he had a bunch of Dodgers related items, paraphernalia. He had an N64 in there with like whatever Star Wars N64 games were out at the time. Super Nintendo with the Super Nintendo, like the Super Star Wars games.
Mhm.
And I didn't care.
Couldn't care
But
any less.
I thought it was impressive. I mean, they also had like a ginormous wall of just like all the Disney movies up to that point in VHS, and I prefer that. That impressed me more than like the Star Wars stuff. But looking back and thinking of all like the action figures he had for Star Wars, all the models, and I just can't remember. I just think to myself, it's just like I was a dumb kid. I had no taste.
You have new acquired appreciation for it.
You weren't
Yes.
cultured yet. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't know
Culture.
what was gonna end up being like a big, like whoa moment for you, I
This
guess.
is
You guys
Yeah.
talking about Star Wars reminded me of my third grade teacher, Miss Martinez. She was apparently a huge fan of Star Wars, but like she was introduced to it by her fiance,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember she showed the movies at school and everything, and that's where I was first exposed to Star Wars, like really, in third grade, and yeah, I had a crush on her. She was the only teacher that was nice to me at that point. Like my second grade teacher, my first grade teacher. No, second grade was all right. First grade below you, man, my teachers were mean. But yeah, she was cool. Shout out to Ms. Martinez if she's watching.
So now let me ask you all this. Let me ask you this. All right, let me ask you this: quality versus quantity for you all personally.
Quantity.
Jeebus?
Yeah.
I think I know Jeebus' answer.
I don't know if I could say one or the other, but like I'd say just quality. Like if I want to get something, I want it to be like really nice.
So you'd rather like one really nice figure of, let's say Raiden for whatever reason from Metal Gear. One
The
really
best
nice
example-
figure of Raiden.
Yeah, the best example I have is Zangief.
Yeah.
I play like fighting games and I play grapplers, and he's like one of my favorite characters.
Let me see if I can
and-
bring that picture up for you.
Yeah, and like I committed to getting Zangief. I bought it and I did like a payment plan because I really wanted it. There was an error. It was from Sideshow Collectibles, the website. I wanted a regular one, but they gave me a red one, like where he's like he gets all red from his Vid Trigger in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah,
If you guys ever played that game,
I did not know.
yeah.
All right, so this is the Zangief. Let me try to show it.
I remember that came in and I displayed it in my room back when I was living with my parents. The first thing my mom said was like, what did she say?
That's the
trying to,
Zangief's case. The statue, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
Along with some X-Men that you can see back there.
yeah. Those are a couple of figures I've collected over the years. The X-Men are recent, but I think the oldest one I have is like the Metal Gear ones
Mm-hmm.
that are probably next to Zangief. It's a Peace Walker one, I think. It's really old. I was able to get it off of Amazon way back in 2011, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, quality. Like another example is probably like that. There's when it's coming in, the Zenogre.
Oh right, that bad boy.
Yeah, it's still not coming in yet. I think it's gonna come in at the end of February. But I literally did a payment plan with that also like 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and it just finished paying off. I want to say November of last year, 2020, and they were like, okay, we're gonna ship it December, but then it got delayed because of COVID and all that. So I'm looking forward to that. And those were not cheap, and I do not want to mention the price.
Oh man. I'm trying to find mine online real quick on my phone. So my personal, one of my most expensive ones, if not my most expensive, it's a couple hundred or 150 to 200, I think. I have it here. It's a small one, but it's the Black Suit Spider-Man right here. It was like some sort of exclusive to like comic book stores or whatever, and I'd seen it for years at a place here locally. I don't think they're open anymore. Like I'd see it, I want it. I'd see it, I'd want it. I'd ask the price, 150, 170, like 200 range, and I almost bit the bullet several times. I used to buy pops, so I used to prefer quantity over quality. Just to answer real quick, I think I'm somewhere in the middle. If I buy something, I buy one of it, so I want it to be decent to really good. I'm not gonna blow like $300 on one figure or one statue, right? But
I still remember the pop phase we had.
oh
when
yes,
we were going all the different stores to buy stuff.
yeah, when I was hunting pops like crazy. I'll talk about that right now. But yeah, I traded in a lot of pops, like maybe 15 pops, and then obviously the first store credit they give you less than what you're trading in, right? But I had enough for it, and I was just like, that I want that. Give me that. That's the first thing. I don't care how much I have left after that. So yeah, that was like my. I gotta have. That's probably my most expensive and most like.
Gotta
highest
have your
quality.
pops.
I still have some pops. I do. Trying to find it. Oh, I found it. I think. It's only Spider-Man pops though, and I'm even considering downsizing that and a few random ones. I think I have like the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. I have L, my boy L. Shoutouts to L, who dies graphically.
Didn't you also get like really expensive like Spider-Man pops that just jumped up in price for whatever reason?
Yes, that was thanks to Roy. One of them was thanks to Roy. One of them was thanks to Roy, and then the other one I think I just ended up collecting myself naturally. But yeah, it's like one was like $100 and the other one was like 50. For a pop, I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. But I have those like saved somewhere. I don't know where they're at. They're not here. But I think I've transferred over to quality, but not all the way. You know, I'll buy a nice looking $30, $40, $50 like figure statue instead of a bunch of like $10, $20 ones. I'll still buy my $20 here there.
For that.
Depending on what it is, I might pay a premium. Yes. Like, as a perfect example, this is probably the cheapest statue I'm going to show or figure. Itachi from Naruto. Can't really see too well, right? But this was like 20 some bucks, and you can feel like it's like cheap plastic compared to like the actual. I think the Spider-Man one's like resin or like an actual statue because. I don't like it's heavier, like it's heftier. But that Itachi, like I just really wanted it. Big Itachi fan, so I was like, yeah, I'm getting it. I don't care if it's cheap. The only other ones I could find were like $300, $400. I was like, no, I'm not that big of an Itachi fan.
I'm definitely quality. I mean quantity over quantity. Wait, am I saying that right? That's so tricky to say.
You want quantity over quality.
Quantity over quality.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just know that for sure because I would rather buy an opened, for example, an opened Game Boy full inbox and just have it be cheaper than having to buy one that's like sealed and keep it sealed forever. I don't really care much to have them sealed forever. I'm not keeping them because of the value. I'm essentially keeping them because I like them. So I rather much spend less, and I would prefer to have it full in box. But if there's something missing, I don't care.
Yeah,
I just want the box. Yeah.
Yeah, go finish. Like something that you said right. I'll touch on right now.
Yeah, I want the item. I don't need it to be complete. Sometimes it hurts not to have it complete. Eventually I just know I'll buy this. I'll buy the instruction booklet separately, or I'll buy the box separate, or sometimes I'll even just print out my own box. I just so it can look nice.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been my main concern as of late to have everything complete and box. I have a lot of games. I collect a whole lot of like PS1 games, and a lot of times I take gambles on eBay because they don't show whether it's complete in box or not. Mm-hmm. They're super cheap. You're bidding on it. I'm gonna get it for $3 or $4. You know what? If I just get the CD, I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a big CD binder up here, and it's just loaded with games. A lot of them don't have box.
Yeah. What I wanted to touch on, what you said, was like the value, like that you're not buying it to resell. You're buying it for yourself. Is there like a price point that you all like hang on to for specific things?
I don't
guess it depends.
So if something, let's say, here's an ogre statue. I mean, I think this question doesn't apply to you, Jeeves.
Okay.
So, solely because the amount you've spent on your like very nice figures, statues. They're not even figures, they're statues.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we're not gonna drop the number, right? We don't talk about that. But I guess this is more directed towards Brian and like myself. Like, is there a price point that you set? If let's say it's your favorite character, you haven't seen a statue of it, and you see one, a figure, a statue, or whatever, it's $80.
$80 is within. I'd say that's within spontaneous buy territory for me. Mm-hmm. it just depends on the context.
Right.
It depends how long has it been since I bought something for myself, or because these are all things I've accumulated over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So how much I want to spend, and just depends on when was the last time I bought something, and can I afford to make that expense now? And usually, I'd say about 80 and under, I'm willing to not look at my bank account and just make that risk.
Yeah. Just swipe the credit card. Screw it.
Yeah. As long as I know I haven't purchased anything ludicrous within a month, that's a purchase that I'm willing to make.
I asked that because one of the ones I want to show here cost me a little bit more than it should have. It's actually like cheaper now to get it than when I got it. I don't care. It's a 4 Hokage from Naruto, and I'm a big 4 Hokage fan. It's like one of my favorite characters in general from the franchise, along with like Itachi, right?
That's supposed to be Boruto's grandpa, right?
Yeah, it's Boruto's grandpa, not 4 Hokage, not at Naruto's dad. It's Boruto's grandpa. And I had for the longest time been wanting a 4 Hokage figure. Could never find one. The one time I found one, I didn't want to drop like, I think it was almost $100. I didn't want to get it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay $100. A couple months pass, ends up being like $200+ on Amazon. Like I'm thinking, oh, I'll just buy it. I have a decent amount of money now, like saved up, and it's not available like for a decent price. And he's like, no. This one, I'll say it cost me $75. You can probably find it for $50 or less now. This one, but I was like, I'm taking it. I'm not gonna miss this chance at all again, because before that I lost a chance at a decent statue. It was kind of pricey. Jeebus, you know what I'm talking about. He told me, put this Yoko from Gurren Lagann statue on layaway. I think what was it, like 200 something? I think so. Yeah, it was like 200 something, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it. Like that's too much. It's for a statue. No. Some time passes. I'm like, I could pay that off in 3 months. $70 a month. What's that? It's not a big deal. I go with the intention of getting it for layaway, and it's not there. I look online, it's $350.
We never saw it again. It's probably
never saw it again. It's in someone's collections closet somewhere out there, and I'm envious and jealous, and every word you can talk about wanting something.
Where was this?
It was a Myth.
You want to shout it out?
Yeah, shout out to Myth Adventures, one of our local game stores. Where how many of this stuff is from there? About 3 things are from there. 2 things I think. Multiple things I have are from there, but I think some of the things I'm showing are directly from there.
I mean, I'll say 90% of my comic book collection is from Myth.
Yeah, Myth and Kaboom. Or like there are 2 Kaboom comics. Shout outs to Kaboom Comics, McKellen and Wesico. Free plugs, man. Fuck it.
Yeah. Free.
I guess like the one thing that I got from Kaboom that I'm just like, hell yeah. I didn't care. I saw it and I bought it. I told myself, I don't care what it costs, I'm buying it. And it's a Gurren Lagann figure. Jeebus knows you can move it. It's an actual figure and everything. You can move it around, but this thing, I saw it and I was just like, I'm taking this. This was not that long after Yoko, actually. Let's see if I focus on it. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was my consolation prize, I guess you could say.
Yeah, your consolation prize.
And I was like, I am not losing this. I'm taking it. I don't care what it is. I take it. I'm just like, oh, please don't be like $100. I think it's scanned for like $40 or 30 something. I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm taking it. It's mine.
I have like a response for that because I remember me and you, Eddie, and I don't know if there was somebody else with us. We went shopping at Mercedes. Remember that?
Yeah.
One time, and
the outlets.
I was trying to at the outlets. I was trying to get stuff for my sisters, my dad, my mom, and everything. And low key, I probably spent more money on myself because there was that place called the Comic Cave, I think.
I don't remember its name.
I don't remember its name either, man. It was a name. And I saw the Kitty Pryde statue there, and I was like, that is dope. I'm not gonna get it. It's probably like $20. And Eddie's like, "That's the price, dude. Like, it doesn't hurt." I was like,
Yeah,
"How much is
doesn't hurt
it?
to ask.
How much is it?" I don't remember the number. I want to say like $75. I was like, "Sold. I'll take it."
And I think we
That's
checked online and it was like 100 or something. Like you ended
a
up,
lot.
yeah.
It's not 100. I think it was 200 something. I was right. It was just
So on that topic, like, do y'all have a strategy for when you buy stuff?
no.
Do you price check? Like, do you go like, okay, I'm gonna go look here, there?
For video games, yes. For video games, for sure. I'll if I'm at a flea market or a bazaar,
Mhm.
and they have a used game, I try to get out of earshot and look at my phone, because sometimes they look at you and they see that you're essentially looking up the price, and then they do it themselves.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't know what they have, and I'm looking for those. I'm looking for those vendors, the ones that really don't know what they have, who aren't
What-
trying to.
You go to eBay and check the listings there, or what?
eBay, or I can't think of another website at the top of my head. Just Google, like, what's selling at what price, especially used out of box.
Yeah. I tend to look at the price online. I'll see something and I'm really interested in it, and I'll look online real quick. If the price isn't too drastically different, so let's say it's a $50 item online and it's like 60, 65, maybe I'll pull the trigger. But if the item, I find it for $40 and they're charging me like 70, 75, I can wait a few days.
At some point, it's ridiculous, and I mean, I know the shops are trying to make money and all that, but sometimes it's an exorbitant sum, and like, you don't want to take that. Just might as well just wait.
Yeah.
I get it.
If the item is like the similar price online, it's like, okay, I guess it's worth this amount. But on some items, I don't care. Like, I don't care what they drop to. I think the Minato is a good example. I have another example that oh, I missed it one. Little like diorama, Scotty Young, like it's a cover from Spider-Man, and it got turned into like a little statue thing. It's a heavy like little statue, and I had seen it at Heroes and Fantasies in San Antonio. I really wanted it. I look around for the price, $100. This is like 4 or 5 years ago, so I didn't have like the means to do it. I almost said, "Fuck it, I'll put it on the credit card." Yeah, oh, fuck it. What's $100 on the credit card? Passed up on it. The next time we went, within a year, I was like, "I'm gonna go look for it." Could not find it for the life of me. Never found it like online. All the online ones were like 170, almost 200. And then for whatever reason, a bunch of them ended up like in GameStop, or like maybe they released another wave or something, and it came out, took it right away. I bought it.
Less prints.
Yeah, and it was actually on clearance, like clearance. It was like $60 originally, but it was like 45 when I got it for. I don't know what they average at right now, but I don't care. Like, it's Scotty Young, it's Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Like, two of my favorite things. Have you all had any? Let me ask you all this: have you all had any misses that you're just like, ooh, I really regret not getting that?
A lot. If collecting comics have taught me anything, is I'm just never gonna have everything that I want. I mean, I started off collecting comics in earnest essentially around the time that Avengers vs. X-Men was serializing.
Oh,
And I'll try to
go back.
I try to collect every single one. I know I try to get all the Civil War ones afterwards. Eventually, I just had to stop because there's just so many variant covers that you have to keep up with. I wasn't gonna have every single one of them because I'm not a big fan of every single crossover event hero. Like, I don't care for the Fantastic Four. I'm not gonna buy their version of events. So eventually I just gave up on that. It hurts more when I really want to collect all of them, like Mega Man, the Archie comics. I have the majority. I want to say I have about 90% of the complete collection of Mega Man Archie comics. And it hurts because a lot of the ones that I'm missing, they're expensive now.
Oof.
And it was one of those things where at the time it's like, you know what? They have the number 2 and number 3 variants right there in front of the shelf. So they're selling it for like, I don't know, $7 to $10. And it was always one of those. It's still serializing. I need to buy all 4 of the variants, and I need to buy today's, like this week's or this month's issue. I think I'll wait on that, and then just kept waiting and waiting. And before you know it, those special ones that you miss out on, they're worth like $50 or $40 nowadays.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm gonna, if I want to complete the collection, I'm gonna have to eventually
Just bite the bullet.
Yeah. And I know the longer I wait, the more it's gonna cost. But it's also one of those things where it's just like, it's a lot of things I want to buy now.
Yeah. Jeebus, anything that you particularly recall that you just, it's a gut wrencher when you think about, like, you had it, it was right there and you didn't take it?
Can't really think of anything. Probably because like I haven't thought about it and I'm put on the spot, and I can't think of anything right now. I'm drawing up blanks. The only examples I could think of are probably like Magic related stuff from Magic the Gathering, where like you'd want something and you see it in pre-release, and either the card will like jump up in price because of whatever the meta is for standard or modern, or to like shoot down in price. I've been a victim of both, of getting a card thinking it's hype, and then it'll tank to like $1 when it was like $40. Gideon Gentleman of Justice. And we all had plenty of times when we wanted a card, but we're like, nah, it's gonna go down. We'll wait, and it'll shoot up. Noise case being like Oro.
My curse in Magic, anytime I want a green card.
Yeah.
Every single time I wanted a green card, because I'm like, ooh, this is good, this is cool. I don't buy it. It's like a $3 card. Jumps up to 17, 15, $20. Then I definitely don't want to buy it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a matter of just like a deck not being popular more, or like the standard rotating for it to like just shoot down. That's all I could think of. I can't think of anything else.
Right.
A lot of mine are just essentially video game related. I can think of a particular time that I saw one of the portable versions of the classic Mega Man series, the Game Boy versions. I can't remember which one specifically, but there's one that costs quite a bit of money. Used, just the cartridge. I believe it's like $60 to $70. And I saw it, and he had it in a bin for like $10. And I just needed to know. I should have just grabbed it and bought it, but I grabbed it, looked at it, walked away, looked at my phone, and by the time I came back, he was looking at it, and he was looking it up online. And then he got it out of the $10 bin, and he put it at the cost it was supposed to be.
Damn.
And I should have just grabbed it from the bin. Hey, I'll just take this, and should have just acted nonchalant about it. Yeah, I mean, he could have maybe still looked up the price just to be sure or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's one of those.
$10.
Like maybe he would have just not cared, since it was like a box that, you know, those like bins that they put at the front. Like, we don't care about those. Literally, somebody could just walk by and steal one. But yeah, I saw it. I probably put too much attention to it, and he kind of got curious, and he ended up looking it up himself. And I just regret doing that. And I still don't own that Mega Man game.
Yeah,
I own the instruction booklet.
Baby steps for sure.
Baby steps. Yeah.
So, I guess off of that, this kind of relates to it. Hunting stories, scalpers. Y'all got anything in particular that comes to mind with either of those things? I know that guy wasn't a scalper or scalping like the game, but it kind of reminded me of like, oh, this is worth more than what this is. Okay, put this aside, charge more for it. Or like You got anything for us?
I guess I just missed the times when like a flea market felt like a flea market and not like a discount GameStop.
Discount GameStop.
You see
Was
that?
they essentially price everything like as if they were a GameStop,
Yeah.
and it's like, look, man, like there is like a TCG player version of like video games. I forget what it's called. Where there's like you can look up the market value of a used video game. I guess to make it fair, but it just makes it boring.
You don't get to
What was
find
that?
like the golden nugget in trash.
Right. It still happens. It's just rare. Like for the like this one for example, right? I just brought this one up earlier. I believe I paid about $150 when we're at the convention, the
Shout
South
outs to
Texas Comic Con.
Pokefest. Comic Con or was it Pokefest? One of those.
You know what? They're both the same. They always get the Power Rangers guys to show up.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what was that place that we went to? The three of us in San Antonio. They had all those like retro game shops.
Oh, I
The
don't
vet-
remember the name.
The one that had it was Heroes and Fantasies, but it was the Universal City one. The one where Brian went crazy, like
No, I'm talking about like it was like a pulga.
oh, it's
Like,
the Trader Village in San
Trader
Antonio.
Village, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Man, Brian, man, he was like a child at a candy factory, dude. Like going to all these stores.
Yeah,
Like
I thought I was
finding-
gonna buy something, and
Yeah, me too. And I didn't get anything.
Brian just like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom everywhere, like all over the place.
Like yeah, it was a good experience for you, right?
I love going to flea markets. I go a lot with my dad. We haven't gone in a while, obviously because of COVID. But me and my dad, we do our own thing. We get there, and then he goes his way, and I go my way. So I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but I kind of just left you guys all in the dust, and I just ran off on
Yeah.
my own. Yeah, because like I've gone with other friends where their mentality is we're just gonna like walk around, try to see a few of these booths, and they don't think they're gonna get tired and want to go home eventually. But these things are huge.
Yeah,
And unless you want to see every single store or every single shop that's in there, like you've gotta like hustle and go through, especially if you're gonna be there and looking through every single video game on their bin, and then doing your research and see how much you want each one cost. If you hopefully you have any signal, because these
Yeah.
places are usually a little secluded. But the one in San Antonio had pretty good signal, so I could always look up the pricing.
what was that?
It's probably on purpose.
Yeah.
It's so the vendors can also look up their prices.
But yeah, I do tend to rush and go through every single store, and there's always that nagging feeling at the end. Did I miss a shop? Was there a shop somewhere? Maybe like I missed the one with the grandma who was selling video games, and she didn't care how much they cost, so she just put them at a really nice price.
Yeah, some shops like they would deceive you at first. Like they'll have clothes, like ribbons, bows, use this and that or products, and then they'll have like a random video game section.
Those are the ones that I'm usually looking for. If
Shout
they,
out to those places, man.
if they have the video games behind a glass, it's 50-50. Well, I want to say it's like 1 out of 3 are gonna be like actual like decent prices,
Yeah.
but 2 out of 3 is just like, okay, I'm better off just finding these at GameStop because they'll be a lot cheaper there,
Or online, just like randomly.
or online, eBay, do like a bid or something.
Yeah, I
But
remember
it's just not as fun.
some of the games in the Traders Village were like way overpriced. I
Oh
wanted like
my god.
some classic GameCube games. I have Smash Melee, but the ones there were like running for like over 120 bucks.
hmm
It's freaking insane, dude.
Super Mario Sunshine was up that alley too. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Nah,
There are
man.
some that are willing to like work with you. Like if you pick like bulk, they'll like make a deal with you. Like, you know what? I saw you were looking at this Xbox, for example, like that particular one we went to in San Antonio. There was one shop that I really liked, and that's the one where I ended up buying the Digivice at the
Which shop
virtual
was
pet.
that one? Was it one of the earlier ones or one of the later ones?
It was sort of towards the beginning. He had a green Halo version of the Xbox the original Xbox.
Okay.
I just remember that he also had like the pink Dreamcast, the Hello Kitty version, and he had all these amazing things. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be one of those pretentious ones that he's trying to nickel and dime you for every single value that he has. But no, but this guy had a wide variety of things that I was really interested in, and he was willing to work with me as long as as long as I paid a certain amount. He's like, you know what, I'll throw this for like $5, even though it's like a $15 game, as long as I buy that Xbox for the price he wants to sell it for.
Yeah.
And I liked him a lot. I remember the majority of things that I bought that day, and I bought quite a bit of things, were from that one place.
I don't think
And I
Jameson
ended up
had bought anything that
going
day.
back.
No, I don't.
Brian just took like a haul. He was just like, "Look what I got."
He was on a mission, man. On a mission.
I respect it.
That was one of the main reasons why I went with y'all
Yeah.
that day, because I wanted to buy some games that just down here, like, you go so often that it's the same thing.
Mhm.
I can go beginning of the year, I can go to the flea market around here, and then go again halfway through the year, and it'll be the same items. They don't change very often.
What about scalpers? Have y'all had any like scalper issues?
Like an item that I wanted to buy really bad, and now it's gone because of scalpers.
At least
Are you talking
locally.
about that experience?
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get onto that, I guess the only hunting part I want to add is the pop thing. Where I would go with Jeebus, would take me, or he'd join me, and I'd go like several different shops throughout McAllen, stop at Walgreens, Targets, Walmarts, just like a long list of stores, and just try to find a specific pop.
The thing with Pops was that I had like store exclusives, like
Yeah.
Walgreens exclusives and all that. Like, that's insanity, man. And you wanted like a Walgreens Spider-Man something.
Yeah, so the good thing was that back then, or the bad thing was that back then I didn't live so, like, I live right now in like a pretty decent sized city, and I lived like half an hour away, which was like a small town with like nothing in it, pretty much. It has one road, pretty much. So now I can just go whenever I want. But back then it was just like a mission. I'd spend 4 or 5 hours looking through like a flea market, a bazaar, the Walmart, the Target, the Best Buy, the Walgreens, you name it, and I was looking the Kaboom and Myth like stores, just looking for pops. Always a positive experience. I don't think I ever had a really negative experience, except for maybe like going to one store and thinking that item won't be there. I'll come back for it later. Spending a couple hours coming back, oh, someone bought it. But besides that, positive experience for me. But or not so positive experience was the scalpers. I did run into a few, like with the pops. Like I said, I'd go early, or I'd ask about like the shipping dates. There was this app called Brick something that would tell you like the UPCs that have gotten it or something like that, and they just wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be there. You'd show up, someone would be walking out with like a bag full of them. It's like, well, what the hell, dude? Like hey, like, can I get one? Like, do you mind if I buy one off you? It's like, oh, $30. You just bought it for like $11. What do you do? What do you mean $30?
It's the market price.
It's a premium price.
Oh, you gotta pay the premium, man.
Yeah.
For me, man, freshest thing are the freaking scalpers on those Pokemon cards in Walmarts and Targets. This month was wild. Like,
these packs.
Oh my god! I don't want to even talk about it.
Real quick, if we get to 50 followers, I'm gonna unbox a stupid amount of packs. Well, compared for the channel, it's not a stupid amount. These will be included.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Flux.
The Flux. Oh yeah, that place has some cool stuff.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know they had their own merch.
We'll get our PB&J Geekcast. We'll get their own merch one day.
Yeah, when you make affiliate, right?
Speaking of the Flux,
Oh, that looks tight.
I bought this. I think it's the same owner that owns the Flux. He used to own another store that was right next to my workplace. And I remember I discovered this place because it looked shady as heck. It's like we had our alley, and behind our alley is just like a secluded area where it's just a bunch of little offices, and it's meant more for like tax return places and whatnot. Just places where you go when you make an appointment, you go back there. People don't go to that area and shop around.
Yeah.
But there was a retro video game store back there, and when I realized that was literally my to-go place to go every day, and every time I would go there, I would stare really hard at this. I believe they had it for $120 at the time. It costs pretty much about the same, about $150 nowadays. It's still sealed in there. I've never even opened this box. I've tried, but it's kind of hard. And every time I would go, he looked at me staring at it, and he's like, "Is today the day?" And I'm like, "No, today's not the day. But one day, if it's
There
still
will-
here,
but
I
will
will
not
buy it." And yeah, eventually I caved in and I bought it. And yeah, I mean, I love it. I'm never gonna open it, but it's there.
It's like one of those like pride and joy like things. I guess something we didn't touch on that. I open all my shit. I don't care. It's for me. I bought it for me. I know some people are very like no in the box. Like the pops. At first, I had them in the box. I never opened them. I thought their value would depreciate severely if I opened them. But then I stopped giving a fuck, and I just started displaying them like loosely because you can fit more pops if they're out of the box.
Right.
I still remember who was it? At Kirby's Comics, I got Alduin from Skyrim. The look on you and that guy's face when I bought
my god, you savage.
tore open the box, pulled out Alduin. I was like, hell yeah. The dude was like, the box? Same thing with what was the other pop? It's like an emerald looking Shenron. Same thing,
yeah.
man. I couldn't wait. I got into the car, I ripped it open, and you were like, damn dude, what the hell?
Savage. This man's a savage.
I don't care, man. I want to have him like in display and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that now.
Box, but the pops, like, I don't get it having in the box.
I still have the box for a lot of the figures I showed here, not because I plan on reselling, but you know, moving, as I've learned, is a pain in the ass, and having the perfectly fit box where you can safely put away your stuff, godsend.
Are these headphones not
Right into
sealed?
this.
Yeah, not sealed. I don't care. I mean, I'm not gonna use them, but I still open it just so I can like look at it, get a closer look. I'm pretty sure it would be worth more if it was sealed, but
Right now, it's considered used.
right, it's like whatever. Like, look at that. I can't look at that if it's sealed.
True.
Yeah.
And you can see a certificate on the back too.
But the reason that particular Metro Prime trilogy is sealed, aside from me being unable to open up the box physically, it's because I already own 2 copies of Metro Prime, 2 copies of Echoes, and I own Corruption already, and I already played each one multiple times. That I don't need to pop it in my Wii and play it again.
I get it. I have like 3 different copies of Skullgirls. I freaking love that game.
Yeah.
I have a sealed one on Switch, a sealed one on PS4, and obviously I have it like both versions downloaded on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 and the Switch. Just really love that game, and yeah.
It's like me with this like Steelbook Spider-Man. I literally have every single one of these movies except for Venom, which I don't care too much about, right? So it's not a big deal. I have each one of these movies with their own case, their own box, and everything. So this is still sealed, still has a shrink wrap on it, but I just wanted it. It looked cool.
The Dreamcast VMU.
Oh yeah.
I already have plenty of them. I don't need to use this one, so I'll just keep it in box. I mean, it's not worth that much anyways. I guess the only ones that like I for sure most of the time I keep them sealed, unless I actually want to see the CD inside, are soundtracks. Since I mean, I'm not gonna pop it in on a CD player and play them.
Hey, who has a CD player now?
I just keep them sealed, unless they're these cheap paper, non-jewel case soundtracks. Then I mean, sometimes these things aren't even like sealed, like the
yeah.
soda one. Yeah.
Savage, I open all of mine.
I've opened some of them. Like for example, this one I know for sure. This Fire Emblem Warriors one was sealed, and I opened it and I took out the CDs and then put them away somewhere else. So I just store these. But man, I really hate the quality of these soundtrack CDs casings. Like now they're just paper, cardboard, and like compare those to like nice jewel case artwork.
Yeah.
And I don't have any Mega Man ones, unfortunately, but I am planning on buying them. But they typically have like artwork that you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like exclusive to the soundtrack or the
Right.
album of the soundtrack.
And Mega Man has some nice ones, but they tend to be pretty expensive. But yeah,
For me,
I do plan on buying those.
the fighting game soundtracks from like King of Fighters, and I still kept the one from 13, King of Fighters 13. It came with this for free, like part of the game, and it has like some sick art. But like Brian says, like it still looks kind of ugly. Like, look how it's designed. They like open up like that, and it's just like chaos everywhere. Like,
Oh no.
writing.
That's like anxiety incarnate.
Yeah, and then you look at the other way, and it's like all like different sides and everything.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just a sucker for like these jewel cases. With
They
like
look like
with
shelves.
like multiple CDs inside. This one only has like 2 CDs, I think. But I mean, there's 4 CD versions of these, and I love these. These nothing to me is as nostalgic as these old jewel cases. I love them, especially when they have like the PS1 logo in them. Like this Metal Gear one
Metal Gear Moo.
You're solid.
with a infamous Merle.
I was unfortunate and it started like on PS2 era, where I have like the collection.
I have those too.
I got the other one because I wanted subsistence. Yeah, I have a PS4 copy somewhere where it has like the collection again. Came with like an art book and stuff.
I didn't play very many video games from after the Wii onwards, and I only had a few. So that's why a lot of streams, just real tidbit, you're gonna see me play a lot of old games on my streams moving forward.
First you're gonna go backwards.
Yeah, I'm going backwards.
Nice.
Screw the new games.
I'm trying to collect all the Digimon games now.
It's XVmon, Metal Greymon. Nice.
Imperial Dramon. I mean, these
Shout out
games
to
are so
Digimon, man.
jank. These games are so janky, but I love them.
That's what makes you love them, if you really think about it.
Oh, you guys knew about this game?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
It's not very good.
Oh, I believe you.
I mean,
Is it-
weren't there, a lot of like the Yu-Gi-Oh games where they had like I think I had one on Game Boy Color that didn't follow any of the
Yeah.
rules of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think it's one of the first 2 games, if I recall correctly. Like it was just dumb nonsense. I think
There
the
was-
first Pokemon too.
I don't know. Oh, was it Black? I think Pokemon Black, or was that not a thing?
I don't know. It might have been like some Pulga flea market knockoff one that we don't know about.
Maybe because there's one that was about the trading card game.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Pokemon Black.
Is
Or-
there anything that you collect that you think is so annoying to collect because it's so hard to store, or they're always missing something, so you can never get them complete? For example, Game Boy games, right?
Ooh,
I have so many Game Boy games because I primarily collect handheld games first. So getting them complete in box is expensive, and you have to keep in these plastic sleeves because these cardboard boxes, if left alone and not stored properly, will destroy themselves. I think the oldest one, it's cardboard, so they tend to like crease and.
Scuff
I mean,
up
I'm
and
surprised. I'm surprised this one lasted me so long. This tactics one, but they tend to squeeze in. It's cardboard, so people don't really take care of them very often. A lot of times they're hard to find, so they're expensive. So because a lot of people just break
Throw the
open the box
box,
and just
yeah.
throw it away. Unlike the jewel case CDs, because you need them because you need to store the CD somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't need this box to store the video game in. So I mean, this is pretty much it when it comes to Game Boy games. These pretty much the only ones I have with boxes. I do want to get more complete in box, but it's just really hard. NCD4 games are another one. Super Nintendo games, NES games. You just don't see a lot of people with them complete in box because people throw away the cardboard, and that's super unfortunate. I really, really like the way that they did it with the Sega Genesis and the Master System. They came in those like plastic hard case. Don't have any on me.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Oh, there you go. We're back. We're back. We're good. We're
Ah.
good.
some technical problems,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. There were like
but
the looking ones from the VHS ones, right?
right, they're basically like VHS boxes. If anybody here's old enough to remember those, that
We're
hard-
showing our age
hard-
again.
they're clamshell. Yeah, I don't have any on me, but
Oh,
yeah.
some people don't know what a blockbuster is.
I think the only thing I've hated collecting, which is why I only have like one or two of them, are Nendroids. They're fucking expensive for what they are, and they have so many little pieces.
Yeah.
And it's not like a toy. Like you can't like move it around. Like this Gurren Lagann that I had showed earlier. Okay,
Right.
I wouldn't want to be moving it around too much, but like it clicks. Like the joints, like they feel more stiff. Nendroids, if I move it for like 2 seconds, its arm's gonna be like too wobbly, or it's gonna move somewhere else, and just a nightmare for me. I really wanted to get into them because it was the only way I could find some characters I liked, like in the little figure or statue form, but could never justify the cost. And then like the not maintenance, but just like, oh cool, let me move it around, and then I'm there fiddling around getting mad because I can't find a piece, or I dropped one piece and then I had to go find it. Like,
I
love
think
them, but hate them.
yeah,
This
as
is
far as-
Oh
my
god.
extra Android piece box.
Oh god.
So this is what Eddie's talking about.
Yeah.
You
Much
get
wrong with
all
that?
these extra pieces that you need to store somewhere else because the box is just you're gonna be keeping a giant cardboard box.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I have mine in right now. That's why I only have the Link one, and I guess I have like an off-brand Android kind of thing. That was a Gurren Lagann. I really wanted a Gurren Lagann back then, so
Isn't that like Figma or whatever they're called?
I don't think that was Figma. I don't know. I don't remember the brand, but that specific one, the one I show on the stream right now, I don't know which brand it is. I don't know which one the other one is either. But like it was similar to an Android where the pieces come off, you move the joints, but they're not the most firm. So like if you held it like by its shoulders, like its legs would like wiggle or something.
Or it falls apart and you have to
Yeah.
put it back together.
Yeah, nightmare for me. Hate Androids, but I love them. Like they look. I'm a big fan of the chibi art form, so I love how they look. But I hate with a passion all the extra loose pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that heavily. I really wish I could love them more because I do prefer them over Pops. I just don't like Pops at all.
And
But
they're
an
so
Android-
expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah.
It's the worst of both worlds. Like with statues, you get something nice. They're expensive. With action figures, are a lot cheaper, and you can maybe play with them. But those Figma and Android things, they're in the middle, and they have all like the drawbacks of both
Mhm.
statues. You can't play with it. They're expensive.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like I know some, the Zero Arts or whatever they're called. The
Figma art.
Yes. Like I know some that look really nice, but are stupidly expensive. You can position them. I've always hated seeing joints, by the way. Like if I can see the joint of a figure, like it bothers the crap out of me. It doesn't look right.
Yeah,
That's why I prefer
was
statues and figures.
you could probably get away with like getting like a robot figure,
Yeah.
just because you always look at it like a Gundam or like that thing you have, the Gurren Lagann.
Depending
like,
on the
on
position you put it, maybe you can hide it.
On a character, it looks really bad, like
Yeah.
a Zelda character or any other like anime character.
Yeah, any like moving character just looks really like no. Not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, what's y'all's like Hall of Fame? Like your most expensive and your favorite item. Jeebus, you don't have to say your price.
uh, what the hell is this expensive? I'm thinking of my Magic collection, and I think the most prized one I have is the Howard Leon like Evison art. It's a Judge promo.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah,
the one it looks like kind of like that art from the religious arts. It has like what's his name? Michael taking out Satan. I don't know if it's Michael or one of the angels.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's Howard Leon did the same art style at like Avison taking down Gristlebrand. Like it's like the same position and everything. It's pretty cool. It's like my most prized position, I think, card wise. As for the other one, probably that Charizard that I packed.
You mean that I packed live on
Yes,
stream, and we
we
may pack.
it. We
We packed it, yes.
we packed it.
Brian, what about you?
The most expensive single item that I own. Um, I mean, nothing really costs more than my PC or my PS4.
True.
Like as far as like the collectible goes. I guess just surprised today to find out that I spent $150 on this, and on eBay, full in box, it's going for $500.
Oof.
Ooh,
So I
nice.
mean, this is a pretty nice surprise.
You should get a green.
But I guess I don't know. I really love these.
They look nice. Like
Yeah,
that's it's really nostalgic. The Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
they're not the most expensive things, but they're in really pristine conditions. And I mean, I love Metroid just as much as I love Mega Man. And I don't know, I'm really proud of these. I love them.
Do you remember? I think it was the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy SP. They had the skin style. It was the NES, and that's where those games come in. I think, or was that the advance?
Can we flash back to like our biggest regrets?
Oh
Oh,
Me
yeah.
not buy,
god.
it's
Go
me
on,
not
go
buying
on.
that. It's me not buying that Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh
The
god.
the NES edition Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah.
I had the chance to buy it once, but I ended up buying a PS2. I mean, I don't regret my PS2, but really, a PS2 could have bought it at any point in time. Really,
Yeah.
I didn't have to buy it that time, and it was
Hey, we
like,
didn't know at the time that stuff was gonna be scarce and all that.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
guess
and the PS2 only went down in cost. Eventually, I could have just bought it with like chump change, but yeah, that it was like a graduation from middle school gift, and it's like, okay, do I get a Game Boy Advance SP NES edition with? I remember I was gonna buy it with Golden Sun, or do I get a PS2 with Final Fantasy X? And I really wanted to play Final Fantasy X. I didn't buy Final Fantasy X. I ended up buying Xenosaga because I didn't have Final Fantasy X.
Yikes.
But I did end up preferring Xenosaga over Final Fantasy X. Maybe that was just biased because it was my first PS2 game. But I am making up for it. I am essentially bolstering up my Game Boy collections.
Nice.
Pretty much getting as many as I can get my hands on. I don't have my original one. I had an original Game Boy Pocket green one that was this was Arturo's. I bought it off of him when we were in college together.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
I should focus this camera a little closer. There we go. Yeah, this is Arturo's Game Boy Pocket that I ended up buying off of him.
Nice.
It still doesn't have the back.
Yeah, those got lost all the time.
Yeah.
I do end up opening these and cleaning them up inside and everything. I take pretty good care of them.
Man, I used to have the Game Boy Color, the purple see-through one. That was like,
Yeah, I had the same. Yeah, same Game Boy Color, the purple one.
yeah.
Let me just mute this chat before it gets out of control.
I think, I guess, for me, my most like prized ones or whatever, I can't think of anything super expensive. It's like ridiculously expensive at least. I mean, I showed him earlier, but this guy, it's like 100 some bucks or whatever. I have like a pop that's like $100. It's a Spider-Man one as well. And I guess this is the most recent one because it's a 2-for-1. It's nostalgia factor and it's recent. Like the Charizard, the first foil that I pulled on stream.
Yeah.
That like was a banger to me. Like it was a hype movement. If this thing could focus, that'd be so nice. Let's see. Hold on. No. There you go.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, Charizard, reverse foil, live on stream. That was fun. To open.
You're not allowed to stop your next stream until you pull a Charizard.
Hey, if we get affiliate by the end of the week, if we get to the 50, the 10 mark, I'll open every Pokemon stuff and I'll go look for more. And just see how much. We need 10 more. We just need 10 more followers. So anyone's watching who isn't following, drop one. We're gonna actually do, on the topic of Pokemon, my friend St. Drew, Ruben, and I are gonna do a little pack battle after this podcast. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna, I guess we'll be on each other's stream or whatever, or he'll look at mine, I'll look at his stream, and we'll be streaming at the same time. And yeah, that should be fun. 2 tins. I think we're doing 2 tins. But yeah, as far as his prize position, that, and I don't have it here, but it was a gift from Jeebus, Elish Snorin. It's a magic card. It was one of my favorite. Yeah. It's it's in an alien language essentially. It's called Phyrexian. So I can't read it. I know what it does, but it's foil. It looks super nice. It was a Judge foil promo, and for a while it was like 200 plus. I don't know what it's at right now. I don't care. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna get rid of it. But I never even really play with it. I'm just like, if I do play with it, it's just like, nice. I'll play it once. All right, let's not play this deck again because I don't want to hurt my card. So we've been talking a lot about like collecting, adding to it, and all this stuff. Downsizing. Right. That's what I want to ask you guys about. How do you decide like what stays, what goes? What do you do with it afterwards?
It's hard, but eventually space is a factor. And essentially, what am I not emotionally attached to that I can get rid of?
Yeah.
And for right now, I think I can get rid of a lot of more recent. I guess I collect a lot of video game related magazines, and I've been slowly that collection is just gone out of control. Just nonstop Game Informers.
Oh yeah,
I think
Nintendo Power, Game Informer, Electric Gaming Magazine. I used to collect some of that too.
It's rough because it's hard to gauge when I'm gonna stop caring. Like, okay, maybe like a few years from now, I really want to look back at whatever was going on at a particular time in video games. But then again, like nowadays we just have the internet, right? And I can I'm much more attached to the first, I want to say like the first 50 or so Game Informers that I had. I'll probably end up keeping those early ones and then just get rid of them pretty much from PS3 era onwards. I'll probably just end up getting rid of that. Comic books, they're just not fun to collect.
Yeah.
They're flat. There's no nice way to store them. You can get those Comic Cartel nice boxes for them, but even then, nobody knows what's in there unless you actually go out of your way and like, okay, well these are all my Mega Man ones. I'm always gonna keep all my Mega Man ones because all those Archie, Spaz artworks are just gorgeous. I might display some on a wall somewhere, frame them. But a lot of other ones, I have a lot of miscellaneous ones like Adventure Time, Godzilla ones that I just never ended up continuing collecting them onwards, and I'll probably just end up getting rid of those eventually one day.
On the topic of Godzilla, since you brought it up,
right?
What do y'all think about the trailer?
It's hype. I want turf wars. I want fights. I want more monsters.
I have more questions than answers.
More questions than answers? For Godzilla?
It's like how, like, why does Godzilla look so tiny?
Yeah, we were
that's
talking about this the other day.
I'm watching him climb into that carrier, and I'm just thinking, like, is it really has he always been that small? And the answer is yes and no. Like, it's just always been inconsistent with his size, apparently. Uh,
Yeah.
but I just thought he was always bigger than that, but apparently not. Apparently, he's been inconsistently made larger for certain scenes for trailers, but his true size is somewhere close to where he is in the trailer when he's on the carrier.
I just honestly want to see, like, just duke it out, like, atomic breath versus monk strength.
Donkey
I think
voices.
I don't think it's gonna surpass King of the Monsters. They're gonna have to throw a lot in there, a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
There's been some spoilers already. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody else.
Please,
Oh, okay,
please
please
don't.
don't. Spoiler free zone. Spoiler free zone.
Yes, Eddie.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
But
whoa.
from what I've been spoiled and everything, I still don't think it's gonna be as much of like a spectacle as watching Godzilla fight
King Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah.
That was a banger.
What was the other one? Rodan? Was that the other one? And Mothra.
Yeah.
And just having that spectacle. I just don't care for King Kong.
Same. I think
I
we're
just
all
don't
on the
care.
same boat here. We're all Team Godzilla.
Yeah.
Jeebus.
The new King Kong movie was really dope. I like the Peter Jackson one. It was okay. The old movies, they're freaking cheesy. The King Kong ones, I can't.
He
Go back.
steals a girl.
The Peter Jackson one, man, puts me to sleep. That movie's so long.
Yeah, it is. The newest one was really good. The one with Samuel L. Jackson and
Oh
was it
yeah, Skull Island. What was it called?
Skull Island.
Yeah, that one
That
was a banger to me. Like, I liked it.
And then that, like, at the end credits of that, it showed Godzilla. I was like, oof.
Yeah, they were like
I'm
kind of previewing, like, ooh, what's gonna happen.
It's
Same with
really
King of the
good.
Monsters. They did the same thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so good. I have some. I showed you. I sent you the pictures, Eddie, of like you obviously know about it. The posters of like the old Godzilla movies, and like a figure or two.
Let me see if I can pull one of those up. Wow.
Magic had a promotional where they were releasing Godzilla cards in the Ikoria Lair of Behemoth set. Man, I remember going crazy trying to collect
Your
those.
Godzilla posters, along with there's a Godzilla figure at the bottom, along with the Christmas tree that we haven't taken down.
Hey, it's okay. I already took off the ornaments. It's a slow process. I'll probably.
These are a bunch of things Jeebus like. Oh, sorry to cut you off. Like, this is a bunch
okay.
of his collection. I don't see. Yeah, I guess the Godzilla's in the bottom there, and there's some on the wall on the TV. They're not shown here, but this is the bad boy he's getting soon. Look at this monster.
Oh yeah, this is an ogre.
It's an ogre with like 3 hunters or 2 hunters and a pelico.
Yeah, he's my favorite monster. He's like the first. When I first got into Monster Hunter, it was with on PSP with Cuba. He got his friend Erasmo to modify. I don't know if I could say the other word. Modify to play the Japanese one, Portable Third, and that monster was like the first one I like really fought with and got the armor thanks to their help. And I got into the series ever since. It was way back in college. Oh god, way back in college. In early college at SDC. Because that's probably like 8 years ago or 7. That was a good while ago.
So we went a little off track because we were talking about Godzilla and monsters,
Yeah,
but
man. Just collectible stuff for Godzilla, man.
yeah. But as far as me for getting rid of stuff, like I have an example. I guess that's something that I won't get rid of because I mean I think it looks so cool, but I have like no emotional attachment to it. So if someone really wanted this and like it was their birthday or something, it's a Kali from Riot Games, League of Legends, KDA.
Oh.
Aren't you a huge fan of their music?
I like their like they have like 3 songs and like a small album. Like, I do always play it. I like it, but
I feel like there's songs because we went to that Austin trip, and I remember there was a lot of those songs that you played.
it was only like 4, but it was just they kept coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, because their album is like 5 songs, I think, and they had like 2 singles that they released. But yeah, like I don't care too much about that. So if I knew someone that was like huge Akali fan or KDA fan, and it was like their birthday or something, and I was just like, I don't want this anymore. Like I don't care for it. I bought it because it looked cool. I liked it, like, but the face mask comes off and everything. But I was just I don't care too much about it. Here, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, whatever.
Yeah,
For-
there's definitely things that I end up falling out of love with that, you know what, I can do without that.
For me, I had a bad habit of getting a bunch of different like collector's edition video games. Like one example is like I still have it, the BioShock Infinite like Songbird edition that came with the statue. There might be a picture that you showed it on. I did like get rid of some of it. Like I had bought Arkham City, Batman. It came with a statue, and I was like, man, I like Batman. It's cool, but like, there's no space for it anymore. So I actually gave that to a friend, I believe. I think I gave it to Danny. He's like a bigger like than I am, and like, yeah, like I gave that away. I think I gave away a Dead Space one. I'm not too sure. I think it was the third one. It came with a gun. I couldn't find it, so I probably gave it away already.
Yeah, I gave away like a Goku figure recently, like it was Ultra Instinct Goku, just like that or something, to Manny for like his birthday.
Yeah,
That's Manny.
Manny's our boy.
Yeah, it was partial meme because we played this gacha game called the Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and he never got that unit. So it was kind of like a here's a consolation prize. I know you can't pull the actual card in the game, so here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
The Solar 76 is going somebody eventually.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't really care for Overwatch nowadays.
I mean,
yeah, I get it. It's like I wouldn't say a fad, but like, I guess you lose interest over some franchises that are coming out. These
Yeah.
days.
especially
mean,
like,
I
as you
ha-
collecting more.
I had the ginormous, big Overwatch Collector's Edition box. That thing was just unwieldy to store. It was literally like a giant loot box. And for a while, up to I want to say since I got my PC up to recently, which has been like 3 or 4 years, that was the stand for my PC. So when I moved, that thing was disgusting and it had to go. And of course, that was I knew eventually it was gonna get like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't look nice. I'm pretty sure you can look it up and see it if you're interested in see what that looks like. But it just had
Man.
Overwatch on it. It was made of nice material. It was really sturdy cardboard for it to hold my
Sturdy.
PC.
Premium cardboard. You know?
It was premium, like triple, quadruple corrugated cardboard that worked really nicely as a stand. But yeah, that had to go. I didn't care much for keeping it.
You said loot box, and that reminded me. I don't know if I posted the picture already. I think it's one of the last ones. It's I got it from a friend, Danny. Actually, he I liked Borderlands a lot, and he got me a freaking loot box.
That's what that was.
supposedly
I was really confused
Yeah.
when I saw the picture. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it's the loot box. If you play the game, like you get these chests and you try to get like legendary guns and stuff.
Mhm.
He bought me that and he gave it to me for like my birthday, and like I was like, holy crap! I don't know how I'm gonna store this, but I'm not gonna get rid of it. That has like metal value,
Yeah.
but it's like very hard to store. I have it like in the closet, and the stuff inside it are like stuff that like I kind of treasure a little bit. I still have my 3DS. I was looking at it right now before our stream, and the analog stick like melted away.
Oof. For the 3DS or what?
Yeah, I was like looking at it. It was like greasy, and then it just crumpled apart. I think it was like from sundown. So I'm gonna have to look for that. But yeah, like that's something I'll probably never get rid of, just because like my friend Danny got it for me. Shout out to Danny, my boy.
Shout outs to Danny, the perennial third roommate.
Oh yeah, stuff happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this up real quick. This Metroid
Ooh.
game. So this is the American version of like the special edition one.
Uh huh.
the European one was such a better. I mean, it costs more, right? But man, it was an amazing like bundle they had for Europe that we didn't get. We just got this. It's
Damn.
just they
It doesn't
had
look like
a
collector edition. I'm sorry.
it came in a giant replica of like the cartridge for Metroid 2, the Game Boy version, and inside of that you got like this like a separate CD, like a jewel case, soundtrack. You got the game in a nice, better, steelbook cover. Um, yeah, there's just. Are there any regional exclusives that you all had to unfortunately miss out on?
I could think of a few, but I think most of it relates to like probably like card games.
Yeah. Like Japan gets all the good stuff, man. All of the good stuff, Japan.
Actually, didn't the Japan get like? Oh, I don't know if you know, Brian, but the Bravely Default one. It's not this one, right? It had like a way better version. In Japan.
Yeah, they did. I remember when that was like popping off and everyone wanted it. They were looking at the Japanese one and it looks so much nicer.
Yeah. You said Steelbook, Brian, and I still have. This is a game I really treasure, like, cause there's like a huge history with this. You know what this is?
Marvel Capcom 3.
Yeah, Steelbook. It's sad cause they get damaged real fast, man. See
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they get corroded.
Yeah, I kind of regret like opening this, but yeah, man. Like this game before Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, there was like 10 years of like maybe 10 less than that of like nothing. It was only Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was extremely hard to get until they finally released it digital on like the consoles back then, which was PS3 and Xbox 360. But yeah, when this game came out, it was hype, dude. I went to minute release and everything. The GameStop minute releases. You remember those?
Yeah.
That shit was hype. That shit was hype, man. Shout out to that, man. Rest in peace, GameStop.
Hey,
Speaking
it's
of-
living, dude.
They have their stocks right now, but I don't know how long
it's-
that'll last.
Speaking of, I see back there you have the Wind Waker poster.
Oh yeah.
Did you pre-order the GameCube version of Wind Waker to get the Master Sword bonus game disc?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't able to pre-order. I was still a kid back then. I didn't know anything about that. The first thing I ever pre-ordered was Twilight Princess, I think. But funny enough, I did get my hands on that. It was the collector's edition that came with the Wind Waker demo. Is that the one you're talking about? Or you're talking about
No.
the Master Quest?
It was the Master Quest and Ocarina of Time double disc that came with when you pre-ordered Wind Waker, but it was only for like limited amounts. Only like a few copies per pre-order were available per store.
I believe I have it. I remember I have all the ones on GameCube. I have that. I have Four Swords. I have the collectors that have the 4 games. There was like a promo where it came with the original Legend of Zelda, Adventure of Link, Ocarina of Time, and I think that one had Master Quest also as an option, and Majora's Mask with the 15-minute demo.
The collector's edition one that came with
Yeah.
the GameCube.
Yeah, that one. I was able to get that.
Yeah.
And
I remember it was 2002, and I was youngling with the internet for the first time from 2001. But in 2002, I was frequenting the Nintendo Power Summer Hyrule Camp, or Camp Hyrule as it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And it was essentially a Flash online mini game filled. It was a minigame filled environment where you pretty much had a bunch of people hanging out in Discord-like servers where everybody's just chatting with each other. You were grouped into teams, and for like a month, you all partake like in little minigame contests with each other. And at the end, they would give awards to like certain groups. Whoever did the best from these certain groups would get like rewards, and it was usually like desktop wallpapers. My teams never got first place or anything like that. But that's for a story for another day. The reason I bring it up is because it was through them that I found out that there was a huge like movement to persuade Nintendo to bring Master Quest to the United States. Because at that time, it was already a thing in Japan. It was, I believe it was on the Nintendo 64 hard drive or CD drive that they added over there. And we never got it over here. And they were doing a petition to have the game released over here because in Japan, if you order, I mean, we got the same deal, but there was once upon a time we weren't gonna get the deal to pre-order Master Quest. I mean, pre-order Wind Waker and get Master Quest as part of like a deal with it.
Yeah.
But people were like asking Nintendo for that, sending mail. I never did. I was too young for that, but I was aware of it. And by the time the pre-orders came around, 2002, 2003, when the game was finally available, and I pre-ordered it, and I was literally the first one at Walmart. There still was no big culture at the time, at least not in our area, to wait in line and order and like wait for these like exclusives. Because we literally went like at noon, and I was the first one that asked for it because they just barely opened up the box. Like, oh sure, like, let's find the box. Here you go. Here's your copy of Master Quest. But in my child's mind, was like, oh my god, it's noon. They're sold out. I'm not gonna get one. Like, man, my parents suck. Why couldn't we like go first thing in the morning? Why couldn't we like wait outside in a tent? But no, it was noon, and I was the first one. There was just no hype for it. People just didn't know, I guess.
Yeah, what they were missing out on, or what it was.
But yeah, I remember that was my first pre-order ever, and that was my first experience getting like an exclusive pre-order deal thing. But nowadays, I mean, we're surrounded by them. I mean, here's one.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that history with Master Quest. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like tidbit, like knowledge. Ooh, that's cool.
Nowadays, we're just spoiled for these.
We just get everything online, man. Like we don't even line up anywhere. We don't.
Or you think so if it weren't for those bots and scalpers.
Yeah. It's starting to get to that point. I mean,
yeah.
We've got so many specials. I mean, even within Zelda itself, like we've got so many deals.
There's so many special editions that nothing feels special anymore. Like everything has a special edition, so it's like, okay, so.
Brian, did you get the Scott Pilgrim one?
I have not yet. I couldn't decide if I wanted the $60 one or the $140 one.
There's a lot of stuff in the $140 one.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Like literally, the only thing I want from the $140 one is the trading cards. It comes with a few trading cards.
Yeah.
But I don't care for the case, so I might just go for like the $60 one if it's still available. It's probably sold out by now. Who knows?
Yeah, I just remembered it right now when we were talking about special editions and all that.
Yeah, I looked at it last night. I didn't pull the trigger on it. I won't feel too bad if I don't buy it. I'm not a good. It's been COVID 2020, and I'm a little tied. I got my hands tied a bit when it comes to expenses like that for now.
Yeah.
But so I won't feel too bad if I don't buy it. I got something else in mind that I want to buy more than that. I want to buy at least a box set of the Digimon cards.
Same.
And speaking of scalpers, they're just gone everywhere.
Yep.
They were supposed to be released yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
and even before the 28th came out, they were already sold out somehow. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Pre-orders just sold out everything. So release date comes and everything's already spoken for. So there was no way I could buy anything.
And it sucks because I was kind of looking forward to playing Digimon card game for nostalgia factor, and I want to collect the cards that look cool, right? I have something I'm working on to display like pulls from the channel, and it's just not gonna happen for Digimon because I'd have to wait till February.
Hopefully. Because whole allocation things, and just see if you get lucky to even like get them.
Yeah.
Like at the LGS here, the cool thing is that like they're not taking pre-orders, but it's like first come first serve. So hopefully like keep everything to yourselves and just like anticipate the release, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the viewers in chat said that they have the $160 Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Collector's Edition. I don't
Nice.
play much too much of that, but I'm sure if they're that expensive, they're quality, premium content.
Is it the PS4 ones or the OG ones?
I don't know. He just said
PlayStation.
I don't know. He just said Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, but
That's
like,
tight.
yeah. Especially since like PS4 ones.
PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
Especially
Yeah,
since
I
like
think I've seen it.
there's like a new Resident Evil coming out or something soon now.
Oh, it's
8.
8.
Oh, okay, okay.
A
Village.
lot of people happy about the tall lady.
Yeah, the scary tall lady. I don't know if she'd be
Where's the big
excited
woman?
or wouldn't.
Where's the big woman? In the words of Torment.
Yeah. What's Brian pulling out? What's he got?
I'm pretty excited about. I like these a lot.
Oh,
I
dot
got
hack?
these
Dot hack.
yeah, 2 years ago, roughly.
Hey, it was Alex that said that actually. What's up, Alex?
Hey, Opals, yeah, obviously, yeah. Kill the
Gunblade.
Knicks. Oh, right.
Thanks for stopping by, Alex.
Oh yeah, speaking of Alex, you want to know how we became friends, me and Alex?
Go for it.
Alex, you remember this?
Oh, so nice.
Dissidia, man. Well, the first day, one of the days at STC, I went to the cafeteria with my PSP. I was playing this game, Final Fantasy Dissidia. It's like a fighting game, Arena Fighter kind of. And I was there sitting down, in one of the tables playing it. And then I heard the sound effects at another table. I was like, huh? Somebody approaching? They're challenging me?
Where?
Who's challenging me? And then it's Alex, man. And yeah, we're like, dude, you want to play? Yeah, let's play, dude. This was my first time 1v1, dude. It was so awesome. I was using, what was I using? I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, it was crazy, man. And like, that's like where like really got me into fighting games after that. Like I finally like played with like somebody in person.
Shout outs to Alex, dude. You started an addiction, possibly.
And because
But
of Alex, I met Danny also.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danny.
shout outs to Alex and Danny.
We were like the trio back then, playing fighting games at the anime club and stuff. God damn.
Well, boys, I think we could end it off there with shouting out Alex, Danny. Any final words, Brian?
I guess I didn't get to bring up my Mega Man collection, but I can always gloat about that any other time.
It's
Yeah.
very extensive. Trust me, guys.
I put a lot of stuff on the table and I didn't even show half of it.
Yeah, I mean, I
full
knew
of-
this. I knew this was gonna happen. I mean, we didn't even get through like our special edition things,
Yeah, like there's so much collecting.
all the controllers. We can always talk about that stuff. We'll throw it in there some other time.
Yeah,
There's no way we can keep this going for another hour or so.
yeah,
We have to wrap
it's
this
so
up.
much.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
but the content. The content.
Maybe for another part we can do this. Like
Yeah.
To be continued.
to be
We'll do a
continued.
part 2 since our collections are obviously gonna keep growing.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have a part 2, and we'll
For
like
sure,
whatever
for
we
sure.
didn't get to talk about this first one, we'll keep it going for next time.
Brian. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say?
Plug the Flex. I hope they're still around.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that I have, including this painted Lugia
That looks
Game
dope.
Boy, I got at the Flex.
Tight.
So if you're ever around McAllen, give these guys a go. They got arcades and stuff. I've always loved the way they price everything. They price it pretty fairly. If you're a loyal customer, they always recognize you. They'll always give you special deals and whatnot.
Nice.
They work with you.
They're on.
Oh.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like them. Also, other shout outs, LGR Gaming YouTube channel. I love his YouTube channel. He does a lot of like old, mostly PC related retro things.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily gaming, but he does do a lot of gaming. And Stop Skeletons from Fighting YouTube channel. One of my favorite, most underrated retro gaming channels. He reviews anything that's odd about video games. Like if there's a video game that used a memory card to play a game, or Yeah, just little intricate things like that. Games that you could play with, like, he did a game where it was a shooting game, sort of like Virtua Cop or Time Crisis, but
Yeah.
you would play it with like a fishing reel from Dreamcast,
Okay.
and he
That-
just
That
does
sounds
things like
entertaining.
that. Yeah,
That is great.
stop collecting for fighting. The guy's name is Derek. He does a great job.
Nice.
I love his channel. I mean, I could keep going with YouTube channels, but I think those two deserve more recognition than they get.
So if y'all watching, you want to give him a view?
Give him a view.
Yeah, check him out. Jeebus.
Press that like button.
any
Right.
any last words or
Button.
or shout outs for you, Jeebus?
I don't know, man. Shout outs to you guys, man. Like, and like all you guys that are streaming right now. Shout outs to Squeak and all that. Like,
On
yeah.
that topic, congrats, Squeaks. Zeke
Oh,
815. He got to his 50 followers. If he got to 56, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Congrats,
Yeah.
bro. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I was there live. It was hype.
Fine, like, I don't shout out to like fighting games. I fucking love them.
Myth and Kaboom, you know, for being our local comic book
Yeah.
stops.
Oh man, they're tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess all I have to say is just like thanks to you guys for stopping by, showing off some of your stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do a part 2 or some follow up to it on a later episode. We don't know what the next episode's gonna be, by the way, guys. We know there's gonna be another episode next week, but
Right.
we don't know what it is.
We
yet.
have things lined up.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll
right?
pick one.
It may be different
Yeah,
guests,
we're-
it may be different format a little bit, but yeah.
We didn't automatic. We didn't just run out of ideas in the third episode. Well, we do have ideas.
Yeah,
It's just
we have some lined up.
we're obviously not gonna think about the next episode until we're done.
Yeah,
with this one.
we got to get through the first hurdle. And thanks to everyone watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who's followed, especially the last couple of days. We're so close to the 50 mark. We're right behind you this week. We're going to catch up. We need 10 more. So if you're not following, consider giving it a follow. Be really awesome. I'd be grateful. Also, right after this, I'm going to be doing a part 2 kind of stream with Ruben, St. Drew. We're going to do a pack battle, if you didn't know earlier.
Pack war.
Yeah, so check that out. And then after I'm done, we're going to hop over to his stream. We'll raid him, and we're going to do his packs, or I'll view his like stream live or whatever. But we'll raid his channel. And yeah, it should be fun. Thank you guys, Brian, Jeebus, for stopping by and joining me today. That's it for today's episode.
This is fun. Yeah.
All right, everybody, keep your nose clean.
Keep your nose clean, yes. And drink water. I don't have water right now. I'll get some.
I ran out a while back. I need to go get more because my throat right now.
Yeah.
I have all these and I'm scared to like knock down my phone or something.
So we're gonna BRB boys. We're gonna just set up for the pack opening and we'll be right back.
Well, we'll see you on your stream. Have fun.
Thank you again for stopping by, boys. Appreciate it.
Laters.
Peace
Good
from
night.
PB&J Geekcast. See y'all next week.